I'm sure everyone is aware of the reservation bill that has been brought out in Karnataka. This bill seeks to bring in 100% reservation for Kannadigas in certain sections of the job sector, the C and D category job sector, and apart from that, 75%, 50 to 75% in rest of the sectors. Is it a welcome bill or is it going to disrupt the Indian economy? That is what we are trying to focus on. We do know that Karnataka, or especially Bangalore, stands as the IT hub of India. Across India, after completion of their graduation or post graduation, all IT sector students are migrating towards Bangalore to seek a software job and land a software job. This reservation bill is trying to put a stop to the same. Now, is this a welcome move as far as Karnataka itself is concerned? Forget about rest of India. Forget about the students from, let's say, Tamil Nadu or Bombay or Kerala. Let's forget about all those people. Is it a good bill for Karnataka as it is? The entire society was divided into two regarding this. There were netizens who said this is the key path to destroy both economy as well as private sector of Karnataka. Amitabh Kant, the former CEO of Niti Aayog, very clearly said that this is a very regressive move which is not seeking to foster inclusive competitive business environment. He was not happy with it. There was yet another netizen who very clearly stated bribery is the basic idea behind it because the government seeks to appoint a specific officer who will be checking if the reservation is happening as per the act, which is providing a loophole for bribery, at least according to Abhijit Mitra. It's not all negative comments. There were certain sections of political parties that appreciated it, including that of Congress, of course. So Siddharamaia's cabinet decision was actually appreciated by SDPI. The common feeling of Karnataka citizens were that the people who are migrating into Karnataka are not even putting an ounce of an effort towards learning the Kannada language. They are continuing to speak in Hindi or Tamil or in English, thereby forcing the common Kannadigas to speak in broken Hindi with security guards or even with Swiggy delivery boys, and they were fed up with it. Why can't you learn even a single word in Kannada language? That was the outburst that we could see from the Kannadigas. Let's take a peek at what this bill is actually talking about. Reservation up to 50% for local candidates in management positions and 75% in non-managerial positions. Now, how are they defining the local people or local candidate? They are saying that this is someone who is born in state of Karnataka and who has been domiciled there for at least a period of 15 years. And they should be also able to speak, read and write Kannada in a legible way, and whether they are qualifying in that angle will be done by way of a requisite test that will be conducted by some nodal agency that is being appointed by the state government of Karnataka. In cases where there are not enough number of eligible candidates, of course, the companies can apply to the state of Karnataka and ask for a relaxation. And this relaxation will not be provided in entirety, rather, for management category, from 50% it can be reduced up to 25%, and non-managerial categories from 75% to 50%. That's the maximum benefit they were ready to accord. Now that we have taken a peek at this bill, let's go for a very pertinent question. Is this a good law or is this a bad law? As far as the constitution is concerned. One of the tall leaders of Congress, Shashi Tharoor, is saying that this is very unwise and unconstitutional in nature. Then there was NASCOM, which very clearly stated that they were disappointed with the bill that was brought out by Karnataka. It said that the members of NASCOM are disappointed and that they are expressing a very deep concern regarding the recent bill that has been passed. They pointed out that NASCOM is the reason for 25% of the GDP of the state. It was also very clearly warning the state government, saying that if you don't stop this law, if you bring this law, if you are determined to push this law, many of the companies will have to relocate because local skilled talent is very scarce. It is not possible. After this kind of severe backlash from many of the industry leaders, Siddharamiah finally came down from his high horse and he said that he is going to put a hold on this bill. He has taken due cognizance and the bill is withheld until further consultations are being done. And it begged that the industry's leaders are not panicking and that they need not step outside of Canada. They could wait, watch the scene. Let's come to the crux of the matter. Is the bill constitutionally valid? What's the legal position regarding this? What is the judiciary say? The Indra Savani case, or what we very famously call as the Mandal Commission case, clearly states 50% reservation is the maximum possibility. But at the same time, it is also accepting that in extraordinary situations, people belonging to far-flung or remote population can be given certain amount of reservation on the concept of sons of soil. So it is very pointedly saying that extreme caution needs to be exercised and a special case needs to be made out to provide a reservation scheme that is above 50%. The same point was stressed in H.V. Joshi case as well as the Rakesh Kumar case, wherein it was clearly stated again and again and again that 50% is the limit. If you are going to bring in a reservation beyond 50%, there should be quantifiable data to showcase why there is a need for increase in reservation. When we are discussing all these cases, we also need to remember that these cases we're talking about reservation in public sector, not in private sector. Is there no reservation in private sector? It is there as far as education sector is concerned, with minority institutions being a notable exception. As far as job sector is concerned, there is no reservation till date as far as private sector is concerned. In public sector alone, reservations are there for the employment. It is not that an attempt was never made. Rather, the scenario was that it was attempted in Haryana, Andhra Pradesh, and Jharkhand, but due to various reasons, it was shelved. Reasons being that the industries were threatening. The private sector was threatening that they will simply walk out of their state if you are going to push us to look into reservation instead of merit for appointing an employee. In fact, the Industrial Association in Haryana was fed up with the attitude of the state government of Haryana, wherein they had brought out a law stating that 75% reservation with a salary cap of 30,000 in the private sector job should be provided for local candidates. When the case came up before the Punjab Haryana High Court, the High Court quashed the act, and the state government of Haryana is actually filing an appeal before Supreme Court. The case is pending in Supreme Court. The High Court of Punjab and Haryana actually observed the following case. The state cannot direct private employers to do what has been forbidden under the Constitution of India. It is pointing out to the fact that a reservation cannot be beyond that of 50%. First thing. Second thing that it is pointing out is that the court does not understand why and how a state government can force private employer to employ a local candidate. Because two aspects. First is the merit aspect. Much more importantly, the court is pointing out to the fact that if other states are also bringing in a certain law, similar law, to protect their own residents, it will be putting up artificial walls throughout the entire country. The students or the job seekers from one state cannot easily migrate to another state and find a job in another locality. It is bringing a huge problem that the framers of the constitution never envisaged. Therefore, there needs to be abundance of caution. As was pointed out in the Indra Savani case, if you are going to bring out a reservation that is about 75%. And it is totally not advisable to bring reservation in private sector jobs because many of the companies will be very hesitant to step foot in India if you are going to insist upon reservation over that of merit. I believe that the Karnataka government has finally decided to shelve the project until the Supreme Court decision is coming. The appeal is pending, so they are waiting for the decision. Let's hope better sense prevails and that such reservations are not brought out, which can hurt GDP of Karnataka, of course, but the economy of India also, and the life of the future generations of Indian students. If you found this video informative, kindly like, share, and subscribe. Let's meet again in yet another video. Thank you.